Good morning. How are you doing today? It is Tuesday, I think. I think it's a Tuesday. I'm going to let me get. I don't have our social media stuff up yet. I just walked in the office, and not because um, I was late, but because I've been working. I've been driving for 3 hours already today. So there's that. Okay. Let me bring this up. We can see comments. Talk to you guys this morning. All right. So if you're here, say hi. Let us know you are here. Give you guys a few moments to join in, because I know that normally is the case. Takes just a few moments to get everybody here. I think I've got 192.168. Perfect. All right. Okay. So that is working. I wanted to make sure we got Judy Marsh. So I'm going to put that up there. Good morning, Judy. Hopefully you are having a great morning. You're watching and paying attention this morning. And then also Renee. Good morning, Ning, Chris. It's an extra NG there. But I appreciate it. I appreciate the extra NG. Good morning, Ning, Chris. So super excited to be here this morning. I'm not going to have a verse graphic for you. Let me explain some things. So this morning, I started, I don't know, full time a little while ago. And being here at the church, there's times where, I need to go and do things and other stuff. Well, we have a preschool here. There's rules about the preschool. And I'm not supposed to be down at the preschool area unless I am in their system. And I can't be in their system unless I get fingerprints. Well, everyone's so busy. So about a month ago, we set up me to go get fingerprints. The nearest place for me to go get fingerprints for this preschool system, and the soonest. Now, I could have waited longer, but to stay closer, or I could have traveled further to get sooner. But I had to go to Terre Haute this morning to get my fingerprints. It took 3 minutes to get my fingerprints. It's taken 3 hours to drive. So anyway, we've got Alyssa, which I'm going to assume is Larry. I don't know, but I'm going to assume because Larry was on there yesterday. Julie Hughes saying hi. How are you doing? Jeffrey Combs, Jeff, is saying hello. He's saying he'll meet soon. Jeff, I met you. Man, I'm just kidding. It happens. Forget people's names and seeing people. But no, I'm super glad everybody is here this morning. So part of what I'm going to talk to you about this morning, I've got a verse. 1 John 3. My phone is going. I want to see what's going on. Okay. Correct. All right, sweet. I was correct in assuming it was Larry. Sometimes when you assume it's not correct, but it is Larry, so I'm glad to have you this morning, Larry. 1 John 3, though. 1 John 3. There's this passage talking about loving one another, being children of God, talking about how we can have faith and hope and trust. Here is one of the things, though, I want us to catch. And we're just going to go right into this. That 1 John 3, verse 21 says we can have confidence before God. If you look at 19, or look at all of this ahead of it, what it's talking about is that there's ways we can show that we are children of God. There are ways that we can have faith and hope and trust that we are children of God. And so we see this in 1 John chapter 3, that we can have confidence in God. And this is how I wanted to talk this morning, just briefly about this, is that there was some really crazy fog this morning. Don't know if you were out or have been out yet this morning, but at least on the interstates going out 70 towards Terre Haute, some crazy fog. And there were times where you could barely see in front of you. And Jody, I'm gonna address that in just a second, Jody, about the fingerprinting. I have to go to a very specific place. I'll talk about it. But let me finish this thought. There were times where in the fog I could barely see in front of me, barely see the cars in front of me. Then there was other times where it would lighten up and it would show a little bit more of the road and a little bit more of the surroundings, and then it would go back down and everything else. And obviously, when you're driving and you're on the interstate, you're driving at high speeds. You want to be able to pay attention to the surroundings around you and know what's going on. And so, it, go maybe you slow down a little bit, when you can't see as much, and you do that. But the biggest thing that was important is that you pay attention to the road markers. You pay attention to the lanes. You're watching in front of you. You know what's going on. You're trying to pay attention to the surroundings to see what's happening, and your senses are heightened a little bit, or you try not to lull off, and get complacent when there's fog, because you don't know what's going to show up. You can only see so far in front of you. And part of that is challenging and annoying, right? I just wanted to be able to put it on cruise control, set it and go, and not worry about a thing. And I feel sometimes that this is what we want to do with our life. And so I'm sitting here driving, and I'm just thinking, man, if this isn't a picture of the Christian walk, of our lives, then I really don't know what one is. I wouldn't know what a picture is if this isn't it. There are days where it seems like I go, maybe even months, weeks, where it's like, man, I know exactly where I'm going. I can see everything around me. Everything is clear picture. Then there are times where I have zero idea what lies ahead. I have no plans. It doesn't seem like I can make any focused decisions because I don't even know what's in front of me. I can't see what's even going on. And so there's times like this. There are times in our lives where I feel that there is a challenge, and I want to reach out and be like, God, are you there? Can I see the plan? Can I know what's going on? Can I get to see what the future is holding? And then there's times where he says no. And verses, I know I bring it up a lot, but bringing up, this concept of thy word is a lamp unto my feet. I talk about this a lot. That God doesn't give us spotlights. He doesn't give us a roadmap. He doesn't give us, GPS. He doesn't open the doors and always give us all of these clear sights. And there are times where I think he does. I think he opens the view and you can see a bigger picture and you can set a plan and a course and all these other things. But there are times where it's just a lamp. A lamp is it just shines right around you. It just shines the steps in front of you. And so when we notice this, when we see this, when we pay attention and we can trust, we can see the things that God is letting us. I know when I was going through the fog, when the drive was getting a little bit more, I couldn't see as much around me. I could still see the road in front of me. I could still see my lane markers. They're right there. They're right next to me, and I could still see them. And maybe at points, that was all I could see. And so I'd look out in front of me, and obviously I'm paying attention. I'm trying to see lights and brakes and these types of things so I can notice if I need to make an adjustment. But I'm watching these lane markers. I'm watching the way the road is made. Whoever designed the road, put these things in place. And I'm putting trust and faith in them, which sometimes is a bad idea. But I am at this moment. And I'm following my road, and I know that I'm going to be okay. I know that if I'm following these lines, if I'm following this direction, then I know I'm not going to run right into it. And now it might curve, and it might go around and everything else. I can't continue going straight. I follow what it tells me to do. And I'm sitting here going, this is exactly what God is telling us to do. The only difference would be that I know for a fact that I can trust him. That there is no challenges, that God hasn't directed me right into a road or right into a destruction or right into a bridge or anything of those natures. Like his guidance is leading me around different areas. And again, just like sometimes on the road, I might get veered off this way because there's something up in front of me. I don't see it. I don't even know it's there, but they know it's there. So they're going to direct me around it and I'm going to go around it. And if I wasn't paying attention, and sometimes, right, I used to take that road all the time. So back in 2003, 2004, I know we're going back like forever, right? But back then, I used to take that road all the time. I used to go to University of Evansville. This is before 69 was built. It went all the way down there. So my route of going was 70 out there to 41, 41 south, all the way down to Evansville. That's the route I took. And you may not know those roads, and that's fine. I went that way, then I went that way. It was real simple. Took that road all the time. And so it would be simple for me to kind of get in cruise control or a pilot and just say, no, I'm supposed to go straight. This road goes straight. Now, granted, there's a lot of things that have changed since then. I've noticed a lot of things that have changed in the last 17 years on my way out there. But also, I don't know what's constantly moving and constantly changing. I don't know where the construction is, because construction, yes, it's been going on for 20 years, but it's not in the same place. And so we see this, and I notice, and I'm just sitting here just getting hit, with this idea that, man, we can have confidence in God. And we can have confidence in God that even when we go through life and we feel like we're in a fog, because I don't know about you, but I would say most of the people that I've talked to in the past 3 or 4 months have felt like they've been in a fog, have felt like they don't know and they don't understand and they don't get it because this isn't normal. This is different. This is weird. All of these settings and things that we're in. And so we see all of this stuff and we have all of these things going on around us, and we feel like we're in a fog. But in that fog, there are some times of clarity. There's some times of seeing a little bit more. And then there's times where it closes back and we think we saw a big picture and now we're back seeing a very small picture again. But the truth is, the fact of the matter is that all through that, we can follow God. We can have confidence in God. What 1 John 3:21 says is that we have confidence before God. When our lives, and again, this is specifically talking about our lives, when our lives seem to be fluctuating and we say, hey, our heart is not condemning us. We're doing all of the right things and we know we're doing the right things and we're pushing forward and we're doing the right stuff. Great, awesome. And it says, and then when your heart says, no, you're doing everything wrong and nothing's working and everything's going on, it's like, well, just trust God, do what God says, and still have faith and confidence in Him. Follow Him along this path and you will make it. It will take time to get there, and sometimes you might have to slow down a little bit. Sometimes you might be able to go a little faster. Sometimes you might have a bigger picture. Sometimes you might not have a bigger picture. And so, you might have to go through all these things, but the whole idea is trusting and having faith in God. Even when I have a big picture, even when I can see the whole thing, there's still lanes. There's still road markers to follow. I still don't get to do whatever I want to do and just randomly go. I still follow directions. I still follow the guidance. I still follow these things. And so even when it's clear, we still follow God. And so me having confidence, maybe bad confidence, I don't know, in the construction people, in the road workers, it's crazy. But in having confidence in them, I could drive and I wasn't fearful. I wasn't worried. I wasn't concerned. The fog didn't scare me because I could follow the lane markers and I just put my faith and trust in them. The same thing that can happen, and even with more confidence, I don't have to be fearful of the fog of my life in God, because I can just move on. I can just continue doing what God has told me to do, knowing that I am going to end up where He wants me to end up if I'm following Him, if I'm serving Him. Going back, tying into what we said yesterday, if we serve Him, He will honor us. If we serve Him, if we follow God, He will direct our paths. He will lead us to where we are supposed to lead. And we can do that no matter if craziness is going all around us. No matter if we can't see anything. Sometimes there's a benefit to not seeing what's going on around you, right? You're just seeing what's right in front of you. Sometimes there's a benefit to that. God's trying to protect you from seeing all the other stuff. And then sometimes we get a view of everything and it's chaotic and it's crazy, or we get scared or we get nervous. God's saying, but through all of those things, follow me. through all of life's circumstances, through all of life's chaoticness, through all of life's craziness, follow me. And when you do that, I will lead you to where you're supposed to lead. And so when we see a verse like this, 1 John 3:21, I'm going to get to some of these comments here. I want to just say that, you can have a confidence in God. You can follow him through the fog, through the storm, through whatever. Follow his path. Just focus on him, and he will lead you to where you are supposed to be. So it is a challenge that we want to do what he says, not what we think is best, not what we think is the right way. We follow him because we should have more faith in him than we have in ourselves. The path we think we should take sometimes can be wrong, and it most of the time is. The path that he wants us to take will never be wrong. It will never lead us to destruction. It will lead us to life. And so we follow him throughout all of these things. That's the challenge. The encouragement is that he will lead us. He will take care of us. He will guide us. He is a good father. He is a good shepherd. He is a good leader. He is a loving, caring, nurturing God, and he will take us where he needs us to go. Might be dangerous, might be hard, might be challenging, but he will do it, and he will protect us the way through it, and he will lead us to where he wants us to go. So that's the challenge. You read 1 John 3:21. That's kind of the verse, having confidence in God. We can do that no matter what. Hopefully my example this morning, or my experience this morning driving for the last 3 hours, has helped a little bit in the fog. Let me see here what's going on. Jody says they do fingerprinting. They do fingerprinting all over the place. I do know that. Jody, the fingerprinting for preschool has to be done at a specific company. It's called Identigo, something like that. It's identity and going, kind of a mix on words there. And so it has to be a specific Identigo place. Like I can't go just to a police station or any of those types of places. And so those Identigo places, they only schedule appointments. It's more of an intense type of thing, I guess. They run it through different backgrounds. I don't know. It may just be the group that connects with the system for preschool teachers and all of those types of things. That being said, there's a lot of Identigo places. They're just booked. So I could have went to I don't remember. There was a place like in South Bend I could have went 2 weeks ago, but I didn't want to travel all the way up there. So Terre Haute was the closest for that. But it's interesting. It's fine. It's taken care of. It is foggy. Oh, Olivia says hi. Let's put that on there. Olivia is on YouTube watching. She says hi. Jeff. Again, it's not that I wouldn't always have to go to Terre Haute for fingerprints. There's a lot of places you can get fingerprints done. It's just for this specific purpose, I needed a specific company that did it. The fog, there was a great example this morning. Just helped show, helped bring to light the truth that we have in trusting God. Larry says that Indiana construction changes every day. Absolutely. It seems like they're always doing construction. You just have to figure out where and at what effects. Going out to Terre Haute, there has always, and I think Jeff says Evansville every week. I'm not a rookie in fog. There's always fog going to Evansville, but he might be able to confirm too. It seems like there has never not been construction right after exit 7. So exit 7 is the exit for 41. It's about 7 miles from the Illinois-Indiana border, which is why it's exit 7. But it's about there. I don't know, and this is back in 2003 when I started going to college. I don't know that I've ever been through 70 going towards Illinois, going towards Terre Haute, and not had construction after exit 7 in between 7 and Illinois. I think they just always done that. I just think they just do construction over there. I don't know if it's Illinois and Indiana constantly fighting against each other or just wanting to do construction. I don't know, but they always have. I didn't have to get up super early. I try to be in the office around 7 every day. It doesn't always work, but I try. And so my appointment, I'm not going to tell you times when I left. I just thought, because you guys are going to start doing math, and you're going to start trying to figure out how fast I was driving. We're not doing any of that. So I was doing the right thing. But anyway, yes. James Moore is on YouTube also, so we'll put up there. God is in control, absolutely, and He does that all the time. Yes, driving in fog anywhere on 70, Judy Marsh says. Whenever you're driving on 70, you go east or west, get outside of Indianapolis, and it's foggy, right? Because it's going through weird wetlands and all this other stuff and farmland, so it's got moisture and all that stuff. I mean, let's not get into science here because I don't know how good I did in that class. It's been a while. So, but yes, I am. Hopefully, this morning it was able to, be an encouragement. Tomorrow, I am going to still be going live. I'm going to try to get to at 10 o'clock as close as I can. I'm going to be on the road. We got to do some visits tomorrow, so I might have RT with me in the van. So we'll see how that goes. We might just do live while we're traveling. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but I'll keep my computer with me. We'll be able to do that so I can talk to you guys tomorrow. I love doing this every day. I love the interaction and the communication you guys have with me. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you. Bye.